Hey everybody, how's it going? So Twitch has reinstated political streamer Mike from PA after his 7-day ban for anti-Semitic comments. Look guys, I'm not looking to get anybody banned for saying naughty words or being mean to other people. I only want people banned if they break the law. That being said, if Asmongold or Tectone or Pegasus, any of those guys, anybody actually in general on YouTube or Twitch or any other platform that do not have socialist, communist values, they would have been banned for this permanently. Would have been absolutely no question. And what exactly did he do for the people who are not aware?
Between Arab and Jew.
Well, let's see.
In the days that followed
That's
that,
crazy.
the blessed
Jew
night-
is not a fucking ethnic. It is a Jewish is not an ethnicity. This constructed ethnicity.
Okay. That's fine to believe what you want to believe there. Where it really kind of crosses a line, though, is,
This demonic ethnicity.
Okay, so first of all, imagine saying that about black people. Oh my god! Calling them demons because of their ethnicity? That's pretty wild. Now, he doesn't believe that Jews are ethnicity, are an ethnicity at all and whatnot. That's fine to hold whatever belief you want, man. But the fact of the matter is the majority people look at them as an ethnicity. Very much in the same way that they look at black people as an ethnicity. And to come out and say that is the exact same weight as saying it about black people. It genuinely is. Or any other, I mean, you could say it about white people. You could say it about Mexicans. You could say it about any other people, right? In general. And this would have gotten you permanently banned from Twitch in a heartbeat. But if you're a communist and you say negative things about Jewish people now, it's allowed. It's kind of wild. So white people are allowed to be made fun of completely or, you know, talked down about or incite violence against, you know. Because, you know, there's many times where Hassan Piker himself, like, you know, with, who was it? Rick Scott, where he says he literally calls for the death of Rick Scott. He literally calls for violence against multiple different people and gets absolutely nothing whatsoever happening to him. He gets banned on a Sunday. That's what's kind of crazy. Hassan gets banned on a Sunday where he doesn't even stream, but he gets banned for one day on a Sunday, on a day he doesn't stream at all. I mean, at a bare minimum, Twitch could have been like, okay, you're banned for a day, but it doesn't start effect until you try to stream. And then once you try to stream, it's 24 hours from that moment. That's what should have happened, so at least it does ruin one day for him. But they didn't even ruin a day for Hassan at all.
Wholly invented.
So he just says, you know, wholly invented. All of it's invented and all that. That's fine. I don't care that people think like this. I don't care that people openly talk about this. The problem is Twitch would have banned me if I would have said this. Which I don't believe what he had said. I do believe Jews are ethnic. You know what I mean? I do believe that they came from the Middle East. I do believe that they have a right to their own country. According to any kind of proven documentation, which, man, I am clipping here. I'll get you. I'll have to fix all these levels. But the issue is all documentation points to Jewish people buying the land from the fallen Ottoman Empire. There is no proof that any war happened there. Nobody's even claiming that a war happened there and that Jewish people just showed up and started slaughtering people and took land. There's no evidence to support this whatsoever. Is it possible? Sure. Sure, it's possible. I just need to find the evidence and the proof in order to take that side. And everyone that brings this up, like, oh, well, they just stole the land from Palestine, who didn't exist until 1989, but okay. Yeah, you know, in the 1800s, late 1800s, Jewish people stole land from Palestinians, apparently, who didn't exist until 100 years later in the 1980s. It's kind of interesting. The problem is these people should have some sort of documentation on it. Palestinians should have some sort of documentation on it somehow, something, anything, any proof whatsoever. And they don't. So they're passing this off, and I can't help but be skeptical. A lot of people tell me to go read the Talmud, and it's really, oh my God, the ignorance of the Talmud, though. I look up what the Talmud is, and it's literally just the second half of the Old Testament of the Bible. And what people don't realize also is there's two Talmuds, okay? One Talmud has all the bad stuff they talk about. The other Talmud does not. And Jewish people have debated over these two Talmuds forever. It's like one's the Babylonian Talmud, and the other one's, I can't remember what the other one's called. But anyway, there's two of them. So they conveniently leave out the other Talmud that Jewish people kind of argue over. That is literally the second half of the Old Testament. It's kind of weird that people leave that part out. You do just a little bit of research and you kind of start peeling back those layers and go, oh, the people who are actually anti-Jewish or quote-unquote anti-Zionist, whatever you want to call them, actually can be pretty easily disproven with a couple of extra facts. These facts I never would have known without people telling me, oh, you should look up the Talmud. Okay. And then I look it up and I'm like, oh, there's two of them? Oh, okay. What is the Talmud? And then I find out and I'm like, oh. And they're like, but there's this other Talmud, Babylon. I can't remember if it's the Babylonian one or what specific one. I don't know what the other one is called. Whoops. But the other one has a lot of the really kind of nasty stuff in it. And you can understand why the Jewish community would probably be, divided on that. However, some of the Jewish arguments on that are very simple. This one's the original one, so we can't just edit it out, and the other one seems to be edited or whatever. But the other Jewish people say, no, this stuff was added, and it shouldn't have been. So, I don't know. I'm not going to get in the middle of their Jewish conflict there with their own Talmuds. But one thing's, absolute fact, that the Bible here has chosen which Talmud to put in there. So, there is that. There is definitely that. So, I don't know. Whichever one people follow, sure. I'm not going to sit here and dissect what's in people's brains, though. That's the thing. As long as they're peaceful people and not doing anything, it's fine. If they do anything to break our laws, obviously, we need to arrest them. It's pretty simple. I think it goes without saying. Hey, if you start doing stuff with 9-year-olds, probably need to be in jail. Pretty simple. I've seen no evidence that this stuff takes place in Israel whatsoever either. Sorry, guys. If there's no evidence, I'm not going to just sit there and blindly follow it. Now, if somebody wants to give me evidence, I'll absolutely look at it. I'm not just like, hey, go Israel, simping for them or anything like that. I could care less about Israel in general. And same with Palestine. The thing about it is there's so many more genocides going on in the world. What's going on in literally, what is that, a 20 square mile radius? Like, what is it, 20 square miles? 20 square miles of land that's being fought over right now? And there's insane genocides going on in way more countries at a way higher rate. Like, I mean, a good example. Look at the Chinese genocides going on for Uyghur Muslims. Guarantee you the Uyghur Muslims probably have a higher population than both Israel and Palestine combined. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm willing to bet they do. That's not the only one either. Look at what's going on in Yemen. Look at what was going on with, I don't even know if it's still going on or not, but the Armenian genocide. You know what I mean? Look at what all went on with that. Like, there's so many different things going on in the world that we do not give a crap about that are literally on equal footing. Literally on equal footing. So I don't know what in the world we're doing. It's unbelievable nobody cares about that crap, but everyone cares about Israel and Palestine. How about we let the two countries fight it out and determine the winner afterwards? How about we do that? How about we stay out of other people's business? If we're not going to go and interfere with other countries and their genocides, maybe we shouldn't be interfering with Israel and Palestine. Maybe we should just defund them both. Kind of crazy, right? And then just focus on America. That would be great. But too many people here are distracted by these two tiny little countries who are fighting over scraps. Seriously. And if Palestine really wanted peace, I have a feeling they would get rid of the terrorists that are occupying them and probably wouldn't have attacked them on October 7th. But whatever, I guess, Anyway, here's all the reasons that Mike from PA has gotten banned in the past. I wanted to try and look them up, but apparently the other 4 are just unknown. So no specific reason given. Could be linked to ongoing controversies. Great. Details not provided. May involve similar content issues. Specific reasons not disclosed, likely related to community guidelines. Well, yes, obviously, if you get banned, it's community guidelines. Initial ban details are not publicly available. So, July 30th, 2025, banned after viral clip where he questioned the legitimacy of Jewish identity deemed anti-Semitic. The problem is, like I said, Twitch would have long permabanned him. How is calling people Jewish ethnicity a demonic entity not instant permaban? What the F is going on? I'm starting to think maybe Twitch does actually have anti-Semitism problem in the Twitch support. I think they do. I genuinely think they do. Because like I said, anybody else would have been permanently banned. Now Tectone posts this. Please don't ban me again, Twitch. He's just goading Twitch hard. They're going to ignore this, though. But you really should stream that on Twitch. They're probably not going to check in your X account. And remember the whole controversy of other companies looking at other social media platforms and banning people for things that didn't take place on their platform. That was a huge deal back in the day with Sargon of Akkad and Patreon. If anybody remembers that whole thing. Jewishness and demonic. Good Lord. Oh, man, is that actually what Mike from PA looked like at some point here? Or, good God. Bro, he reformed himself and now looks like this. Oh, my God. Dude is like, why do? Like, is it that hard for leftists to go hit the gym? Oh, my God, that's so... that's so bad. Anyway, he blocked me after I replied. Mike from the Third Reich is what everyone's calling him now. That's really funny, genuinely. But anyway, guys, tell me what you all think. Should he have been unbanned? I think he should have been unbanned. I just don't think he should have been unbanned based on the fact that Twitch is like, hey, you can't do this unless you're a communist. That's my issue with it. I don't think anybody should be banned for saying what he said, but if Twitch is going to have these rules, they need to apply it equally to everybody. And that's the main issue that we have. So yeah, I thoroughly believe Twitch is incredibly anti-Semitic. Change my mind, though. Down in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.